Callum Lyle says, what happened to KK at the LA premiere? Oh, was there an indie premiere and she wasn't there?
No, something even more fun happened. This was covered by, I believe it was Echo Base Network, that were the first to pick it up. It's quite a fun story, actually, because what happened is that it was, I do believe it was the LA premiere of Indiana Jones and the Pick of Destiny. And then you have Steven Spielberg, who is on the stage. Again, I'm just now retelling the story from Echo Base Network. So kudos to Echo Base. Head on over to Echo Base to watch the whole clip and tell them we sent you.
Is this where he supposedly wasn't too flattering to her or something like that? I didn't get to see the clip yet, but I heard about it. Yeah.
Right now, because what happened? What happened is that Steven Spielberg, I'm just going to move my mic here. Give me 1 second. Their second has gone. So basically, they're on the stage. They're about to introduce the movie. And then you have Steven Spielberg, a central figure in all things Indiana Jones. Even though he did not direct this movie, he was still there. And he then talks about the people who are vital to Indiana Jones. And so he's on stage and he says, the first person who is vital to Indiana Jones is George Lucas. Without him, there would be no Indiana Jones. Massive applause. Come up here, George, right? That kind of thing. Audience goes wild. And then with George Lucas up on stage, he says, but there's another who's vital to Indiana Jones. And that is Harrison Ford. Without him, there would be no Indiana Jones. Harrison, come up here. And Harrison comes up on stage. And the crowd goes wild. And the observant people like Echo Base Network, they also see that Kathleen Kennedy, she's part of that crowd goes wild. She's there clapping and everything. And then Spielberg goes, but there's a third person who has been here from the very beginning, who is instrumental in pulling all of this together, so vital to the rhythm of all of these movies. And then you see Kathleen Kennedy whispering to her husband right next to him, he's talking about me, he's going to call me up, I'm going to get so adored by everyone. And then Spielberg continues, the one who gave rhythm to everything, the composer. And the crowd goes wild as the legendary composer of all Indiana Jones movies comes up. All goes wild except for Kathleen Kennedy, who is now not clapping. Instead, she's looking rather angry. She's fuming. And she's doing the opposite of clapping. She's quite perturbed because she was not given the respect that she thought she was owed. So that's what happened. Nothing really happened to her, but by her body language, apparently, you could tell that she felt quite scorned and smited.
Kathy claps.
This is great.
Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford.
Kathy claps.
Yeah, I love this.
Whose is the glue to all 5 of these films?
The person who is the glue to all 5 of these films. Well, surely at this point, look at Kathy must be thinking, well, he's going to say my name. Yeah, she's been around since Raiders of the Lost Ark, and she's the only one other
still
than
getting
Ford himself,
coffee,
really, and of course the person he's about to introduce that have actually been there for each and every film. Now with this 5th one coming out under the Disney banner.
He gave us all of our rhythm and all of our melody, the great maestro, John Williams.
see, you know what I would have done?
No applause. No applause from Kathy. She stands there. Frank is already running out the door. Frank Marshall, let's go, let's leave.
Oh, see, if I was Steven Spielberg, my 5th person would have been the guy who drives the honey wagon.
No, and I think Valiant's spot on here. I think Frankie's like, come on, let's get off the fucking stage. And she's like, no, this is supposed to be my moment. He's like, bitch, get off the stage. They don't care about you. Like, I
think you're right, Tom.
I think you're entirely on the money there.
Frank is telling her to
enough
go.
to know that the moment this is about Kathleen Kennedy is the moment this comes out and flops. Then it's about Kathleen Kennedy. Then it's not going to be George Lucas blamed. It's not going to be Harrison Ford blamed. It's certainly not going to be John Williams blamed, but it's going to be Kathleen Kennedy blamed. Then it's all about her.
Yeah,
So
Marshall is
he
Jada
throw her up the
Pinkett
fire.
Smith. Boy, this is hilarious.
Yeah, I wish there was a little closer image on her face. That'd be awesome.
But I mean, like I said, if I was there, then the fifth person I would have mentioned would be the food truck.
Yeah, people had to eat on the making of this movie. So.
Yeah, that's right. Then finally, the person who's glued all these movies together was Louis, who drove the food truck.
I think if they were to say that, then Kathy wouldn't be able to contain herself.
No.
Then she'd be like, hey, at least I made the coffee.
Yes.
And that was still bad too, woman.
Someone should do another version of this where Spielberg does 20 different people and never gets to Kennedy.
That would be hilarious. Yes. And she keeps acting like my turn's next. And then no.
Yes.
And she gets progressively more pissed.
Yeah. Or she just doesn't notice it. Like she's going to take a crumb, like whatever crumb is remaining.
Well, that's just before the end. And then when it gets near the end and she realizes it ain't happening, that's when she throws a fit.
Yeah.
Like she's like Lucy basically in Charlie Brown at that point. It's just like,
well, wasn't there an episode in Mary Tyler Moore where it was Ted Baxter thought he was going to win the award for
yes, that's exactly it. Yes.
That's what this feels like, where she's already standing up, ready to take the bow, accept the award.
Yeah.
And, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, now this, I don't think you could insult someone worse than this. This is a Hollywood slapback of the ages.
And we're not even really reading anything into this. She is the one who doesn't clap, right? So that's the thing. And you can tell, and Frank is literally dragging her off the stage. If he had one of those big canes with the hook, he couldn't have pulled her off any faster. Like he's trying to get her all going, moving.
I mean, I think Frank was trying to find some black comedian to slap, but which will remain nameless. And it was, you know what? Even if she clapped, this was calculated. Yeah, you just know this was done on purpose by Spielberg. This was delicious. Absolutely the most fun I think I've had in a long time with regards to Lucasfilm.
Well, Paul, can we suggest then that the Cannes premiere was Iger handing it out, and at this premiere in LA, it was Spielberg handing it out?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I want to thank everybody for the Congos in the chat. Yes, it was nice to get Frankie out of mothballs for once in a while.
That was, man, oh man. And Valiant was great on that.
Paul, I don't even know if Paul really knows. I used to do this impression of what I think Frank Miller's thinking in his daily life dealing with Kathleen Kennedy. That's where that voice comes from.
Marshall.
Yeah. Or did I say? I'm sorry. Yeah, Frank Marshall. That's what I meant. And so that's where Congo comes from too, is because he's desperately trying to get Congo too made. Because that was one of his directing bouts was Congo. But yeah, his other claim to fame was I was a second unit director on Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, that's a claim to fame.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that was a nice little stab in the heart of Kathleen Kennedy. That was kind of nice.
And I mean, if you know Hollywood, that is maybe the worst thing you could do to someone, even worse than directly calling them a name.
Yeah.
And because the person who delivered it, I mean, Spielberg is still royalty. Anyways, that was great. Thanks for showing that.
Then I would say that Angela Bassett took losing the Oscar with much more grace than KK did there. Much.
Yes. Yes, although she was like darts were coming out of her eyes.
They were, but it wasn't. I think she was still at least clapping.
Yeah.
But anyhow, that was yeah. I didn't get a chance to see that. Thank you, Valiant, for sending me the link to your video. I didn't know
That
you
is so good.
had actual video in your video. That's cool.
This clip was taken from Midnight's Edge in the Morning, which streams live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on the Midnight's Edge main channel. There, you can send in your live questions and comments before clips and full stream replays are uploaded to Midnight's Edge live archives. We are also on Twitter, Rumble, Odyssey, and Facebook, so smash that like, help share, subscribe, and join us.